Lie on the grass in the garden and look into the world of the funny little bugs with Larry, Louse, Betty B, and Marvin too. Annabelle and Fiona Fly and Lily Ladybug, Camilla, Boris, and of course Danny Butterfly, Baby Susie, and Bartley Bumblebee.
Ernie Elf, magical powers. All night long, a rough autumn wind had blown over the garden, shaking the branches of the big chestnut tree right over Betty B's front yard.
Oh, it's a true miracle that no chestnut has fallen on my roof. Now how am I going to clean up all this mess,
Betty hated a mess, and she was so upset she completely forgot that she had invited Ernie for tea. But the elf, who loved good food, wouldn't have forgotten it for the world.
Oh, I'm sure she's made some honey cake. Betty, hold on, I'll help you. Let me do that. You're going to hurt yourself doing it.
Ernie! Oh, I'm sorry. I completely forgot you were coming for tea.
Oh, that's okay. We'll have it some other time. There are more urgent things to be done. I'll have all this cleaned up in a jiffy.
But the elf had bitten off a bit more than he could chew.
I'm not getting anywhere.
But you are, look. In 1 hour, you've already managed to move 2 of them.
You know, I think we need a more radical solution.
What more can you possibly do?
Come now, Betty. My magical powers. What did you think?
Your powers? Oh, yes.
All I need is to pronounce a few magic words before I go to sleep, and tomorrow morning your garden will be as clean as your dining room.
Well, anyway, thank you for coming. Here's a piece of honey cake for the trouble.
Oh, you're so sweet. And please, don't worry. By the time the sun comes up...
Yes, your magic will have fixed everything. Yes, thank you.
Now, Betty knew that Ernie wasn't a real elf, but only a garden elf. The problem was that he was convinced it was the other way around. Annabelle Ant loved to lend a hand, so naturally Betty thought of asking her first. But Annabelle had been working on the anthill for 3 days, and she wasn't in tip-top shape.
Usually I can carry 7 times my own weight all by myself, but tonight...
You know, Ernie also had a hard time trying.
Is it true what they say about him?
What?
Well, that he's just a garden elf and not a real elf.
Yes, and the problem is, he thinks his magical powers will have cleaned up all these chestnuts by tomorrow morning, just like that.
But that's terrible. What if he finds out he doesn't have special powers?
Oh, my, you're right. He would never get over it.
That just can't happen. We'll work all night if we have to.
Abracadabra, brabra-cabrabra, bricka-bracka-bracka, abra-brabba-brabba, bracka-bricka-bracka. Before the rays of morning show, the chestnuts will all line up in a row. Oh, if nothing's happened by tomorrow morning... Oh, everyone will make fun of me. I might as well go out and just do it myself. But what are you still doing outside at this hour?
We're just, well, Ernie?
And getting some fresh air.
But it's freezing cold out here.
Cold? It's not cold.
You might be getting sick.
Me?
You should go home and take your temperature.
Never been sick in my whole life.
By the way, Ernie, what are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
And without your hat.
Well, I just came to take care of cleaning up these, to pronounce the magic words. It often works better when you do it on the spot.
Oh, does it?
It's getting late. Why don't you go to sleep? I'll take care of everything.
You know, I've always dreamed of watching something like this.
Really? You're interested in my magic? Abracadabra palabra. Before the rays of morning show, the chestnuts will all line up in a nice little row.
But Ernie, you you truly are a real elf?
Why, of course. What do you mean?
Well, listen, why don't you just go back to bed, Ernie?
Okay, all we have to do is wait and hope that everything is back to normal in the morning.
He said lined up in a row. Great. We piled them up into pyramids. We'll have to start all over again now.
No need to worry anymore. Didn't you hear his magical words?
My dear Annabelle, you can be so naive sometimes. If we don't get back to work immediately, it'll still look like this in 10 years.
Abracadabra. Before the rays of morning show, the chestnuts will all line up in a row. If it doesn't work after all that, I'll cut my beard off.
By early morning, the bee and the ant had finally finished their difficult task. They hurried off home to go to sleep.
I'm so exhausted.
All that just to help a garden elf continue believing he's a real elf.
Oh, no, I don't think I want to see this. I know the chestnuts haven't moved an inch. Well, what do you know? I'll keep my beard after all. I am a real sorcerer.
Sleep tight, Betty.
You too, Annabelle.
Betty, Annabelle, come and see. My magic fixed everything.
I don't believe this.
Come on now, ladies. Don't be so lazy. Hurry up. Go on, take a look for yourselves. Go on. Well, how do you like them apples?
That magic's pretty handy.
Oh, that's for sure.
Aha! The next time, I'm going to demonstrate how my powers can empty out the entire pond.
Sometimes it's best just to tell people the truth. That's not always easy, but it might keep you out of trouble.
Lie on the grass in the garden and look into the world of the funny little bugs with Larry, Louse, Betty B, and Marvin too. Annabelle and Fiona Fly and Lily Ladybug, Camilla, Boris, and of course Danny Butterfly, Phoebe, Susie, and Bartley Bumblebee. La da dee da 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 dee da 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 ba 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 dee.